So what about your Tecnifibre racket? And why do you use the racket you use?
I was playing. I was playing a different racket before, which was not giving me enough power, especially on the circumstances that I just said when the balls get big.
Yeah.
So Tecnifibre managed to create a racket for me which has both control and can generate enough powers when the balls get big, especially on clay court. So I've been using it, this particular racket, for already 3 years, and I'm really, really happy with it.
And I mean, have you sort of tinkered with the weight and balance of your racket in that time period?
I know I should say I did, but again, I'm gonna go with I do not care. You know, I generally play with the same balance and the weight that I played since I'm a junior. Of course, I tried adjusting it to a little bit. I try to put less weight on my head and more to my grip, so I have more racket speed. But that didn't work out very well, so I just went back to my old weight and balance. You know.
I mean, are you allowed to say like what the weight and balance of your racket is?
I know. I think I am, but I honestly do not know. You know? I am. In one part of my life, I was really paying too much attention to details which were really not that necessary. So now I'm trying to just focus on details which are really important for me. You know, I know I like the racket. I know I like the string. So if something bad happens, I know it's my fault.
So you're not too neurotic about your equipment?
Really not.
So how about feel? What do players say what do they mean when they're saying, like, this, you know, today it felt good, yesterday it didn't feel so good?
That's not, I mean, they can say that, but that generally means that they will not switch to that particular racket, you know. It depends, you know, from day to day. You know, you have days when you just wake up on your left foot and nothing is going inside the court, and you really have to work for your points and your shots, and it's just not your day, you know. Of course, it's easy when you are feeling the ball and everything is going really well, but generally, in order to switch to a particular racket or to stick with it, you need time, you know. And it's at this day and age when, I mean, I can say that the careers generally of tennis players comparing to other sportsmen are pretty short, at least competing at the top. You really need to be smart in switching rackets. You know, you really need to choose the racket that you like and that's gonna help you win matches, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that counts.
What do you mean when you say that, feeling the ball? What does that mean?
It means that the racket suits your style of game. You know, there is, I feel, more variety on the ATP Tour now than it was ever, because I feel fitness took a big part of the game, and development of strings and rackets and balls allows every kind of play style in nowadays. So you really need to feel that a certain racket, even though some of them are, let's say for me, way too stiff or way too flexible, you need to pick the racket that suits your style of game, whether if it's good for your biggest weapon, which can be the serve, or something more in the middle where it's kind of like an all-around racket. As I said, depending on your game.
And how again does your racket fit your game?
It fits good because I generally play flat.
Yeah.
I do not use too much topspin. Maybe a little bit more when the clay court season in Europe starts. But I really feel that the hit point of the head is pretty big. My game is generally baseline. One of my biggest weapons is my first serve and my backhand. So if I'm confident enough on those two strokes, which the racket is generally giving me, I am happy with it.